Okay, so how does engineering use science? It's asking you to read statements, and they describe typical things that a scientist or an engineer does, and we have to figure out, is this an engineer or is this a scientist? Which ones do both do? So, analyzing testing data to find the best boat design. Seems like an engineer. Ask questions to find out if the Earth's surface is changing. Scientists. Use a model. Maybe scientist. Plan and carry out a fair test. You gotta do that for whether it's science or engineering. Using evidence. You gotta use that for both. Show and explain a new way. Gotta use that for, that seems like engineering. Let's see more.
That's not it. No, think about what engineers do with technology.
So then basically they give us the hint that this would be engineer.
Well done. Scientists and engineers have a lot in common. Their end goals are what point out their differences.
Okay, other things that scientists and engineers do. If you're analyzing testing data, well, they both test, so they both have to analyze. Using a model, they both have to use models to prove. Graph data, they both have to do that. Use evidence, you both gotta use evidence, or no one will believe you. Ask questions, they both have to ask questions. Reading, critique, and explanation of plant growth. That might be scientists, but let's try both.
That's not it. Think about what engineers do with technology.
Engineers. So we're talking about mostly engineers here. So let's try again with engineers. Use evidence. Scientists usually do force and objects, so I'm going to switch this to scientist. Use evidence to argue the best explanation. I would have thought both, but maybe they need scientists. Ask questions about a thermometer. Maybe that's scientists. Scientists. Let's see how we
That's not it.
Ooh, thermometer is engineer. Interesting.
Correct answer shown. Science and engineering have a lot in common. Their end goals point out their differences.
Yeah, you can see the differences. If you're testing data specifically about forces, that's a scientist. But a design of a speaker model is an engineer. They both have to use graphs. Scientists use evidence for best explanation, while engineers are more about asking questions, and scientists can critique. Alright, they're similar but also different. They both see a problem and ask questions. They both use models. They also have to test, figure out which solution is correct. They follow many different methods and their goals can differ. Alright, engineers solve problems, and scientists they both use engineers. Do they add to knowledge? Do they make decisions? Let's see. Scientists conduct research and investigate. Engineering tests solutions. So that's what we're saying, that they solve problems. Make decisions, make problems, add to knowledge, maybe. Let's see.
Well done. Engineers and scientists both ask questions. Engineers solve problems and scientists add to knowledge of the natural world. They both use mathematics and computational thinking.
Okay, so engineers and scientists are talking about discovering new things in the world, and engineers help to design, right? So they actually take what the science has learned and design something, such as glasses.
Scientific discoveries with lasers led to LASIK eye correction surgery. It changes the shape of the cornea, your eye's outer covering, after surgery.
Okay, so basically, how did the design of glasses improve? So glasses started as something to help vision outside of the body. Then it was improved to be directly on top of the eye in contact lenses. Finally, it was improved to the point that the actual eye lens could be corrected so that a person can see even better. Alright, so they took it, there were glasses, you put it on your face, that's how they changed your vision in the beginning. But the function was, well, maybe now we don't need to have glasses that you have to wear. You can wear contact lenses that go on top of your eye, so it's almost correcting the vision. And then we were able to learn how to actually have surgery so that you correct your eye lens, which was causing the problem in the first place. Glasses, contacts, they're all examples of how to see light. All right, so now we're talking back to the telescope about seeing through a telescope. Using what you learn, construct an argument that supports the claim that science is used in engineering. Okay. Science is used in engineering because scientists investigate and bring up problems and hypotheses that can be used. The evidence and ideas of science help to give an engineer the research to create. It helps them to give the research to create the design that will solve the problem science came up with. A counter-argument is that engineering is not based in science because I'm trying to say a counter-argument because they're trying to say that science does not help engineering. So they're saying because engineering solves problems and doesn't create them. However, this is incorrect because science and engineering need each other to show the problem and its solution. They also both use math to further their ideas. Alright, hands-on activity. Sometimes you guys will do this, sometimes you won't. This is something that you would more likely do in the classroom, and since we're online, I'm going to skip it. If your teacher has you do it, I'll come back and do a different diagram, but usually hands-on activities you won't do. We'll go to Explore and Explain 3. And we just talked about how math helps for both scientists and engineering. Now we're talking about beams, like a beam that you kind of try to balance on, a balance beam. Okay, how would you describe to your classroom? How would you use numbers to describe how your classroom changes in the course of the day? Okay, so the classroom starts in the morning at 9 o'clock and then goes for 45 to 50 minutes with some breaks. Then I transition, and then I go to another class from 10 to 11. Finally, I finish school at 3 o'clock at 3 to 4 o'clock. Depends on how much homework you guys are doing. And so I have been in school for 6 to 7 hours. There's some numbers you can use. Math is used to measure and describe systems. This is, when they pitch a baseball, you can tell how fast, how many miles per hour. So this is 90 miles per hour. So they kept measuring and measuring and trying to figure out what was going on with this Hubble telescope, right? And then they realized that something was going on with the lens, right? The main mirror was the wrong shape just by a tiny amount. It's almost like they had a problem with their glasses. It was not 20/20 vision, but it was like 20/100. They had to fix it. What others can see at 20 feet, that person can see at 10 feet. That means they have really great vision if you have 20/10, which is better than normal. You wish
That's not it.
Oh, no.
Look.
What others can see at 10 feet, that person can see at 20 feet. That makes sense because I can only see 10 feet out because I've got normal vision, but your vision is amazing, so you could see at 20
Well done.
feet out.
The way to read the comparison 20/10 says, a person sees at 10 feet what someone with normal vision sees at 20 feet.
Better than normal. So a lot of people, when they have glasses, they have 20/100. So what I could see at 20 feet, they can't see at even close to, unless it's very far away. So 100 feet, I could see it, but they can't see it. Because they understood how. How did science, math, and engineering repair it? Because they understood how light interacts with lenses and mirrors and the mathematical, could be, I think probably numbers, but it could be relationships. They were able to fix the telescope. This is all about a telescope.
That's not it.
Relationship. You gotta be able to understand the mathematical rules.
Well done. Understanding optics and the math of mirrors and lenses allowed scientists and engineers to design and build solution for Hubble.
All right, discover more. Let's see which one's the most interesting to me. There's 2 careers in science and engineering, but I'm big on music, so we're going to do music and math. Acoustic guitars have been around for a while. They came from this instrument called oud. Awesome. Look at how the guitar is shaped and built. Why do you think it was shaped and built that way, right? They're very specific about how it goes. Use online resources to find out octaves work on a guitar. Measure using a ruler on a real guitar. Estimate. Okay, what is the length of the 12th fret to a peg? The peg. That is going to be the question for us and Google. So it's telling all about the length. It's usually, so here's a chart. It's going to help us. So we're talking about scale length and comparison and what the scale is. And they have different scales for different pitches and ideas. So they are fitted with 25 and a half inches. So 25 and a half inches. So we're going back to where we're at. The length is, and they did say this earlier, 22 to 25 and a half inches. Often 22 to 25 and a half inches. How much of the string is above the fret? So let's look at what a fret is. Okay. Let's just say the string is 1